Welcome back to James Cameron 101. I'm your host, Eddie Green. Today we are sitting down and we are talking some Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It's of course celebrating its 35th anniversary this year, and so I'm trying to dive deep and get as many of the folks, the talents from the film on, and just really celebrate this film. So today we are sitting down. We're talking with stuntman Denney Pierce, who, well, we'll get going there once we'll run the intro. But all I'm going to say is Pescadero.
Here is James Cameron.
You never really get an opportunity. You take an opportunity. If you're going to do something, you have to do it all the way, and you have to just put it before all other things.
I don't know about you, but I'm having a really great time.
And here he is, the man of the hour, Denney Pierce.
Good to see you, Eddie. How you doing?
I am doing great. We were supposed to, I don't know if you remember, we were supposed to do, I've been trying to get you on for, it seems like a couple of years now.
I apologize for that. I had a lot going on in my life, but everything has worked out for the better. So
good. Yeah, you actually popped backstage when I was recording with Robert Stevenson and Joel Kramer. I don't know if you remember. And then I think you had a flat tire.
I do. I got a flat tire. I had to pull off the freeway. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
So just for a little kind of behind the scenes for anyone watching. So it's been a long time coming, but I'm happy you're finally here. And can you believe, first of all, 35 years of Terminator 2?
No, that just kind of blows me away. That it's I can't be that old to begin with, so I don't know.
That's crazy, right? Like it's I don't know, it's they just announced that they're going to be putting it back in theaters for the 35th, and that kind of got me thinking, like, this is like, it's a movie that, because I'm 33, about to be 34, so it's literally a movie that's existed my entire life. And I can't imagine a world without Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Yeah, no, and at the time I worked on it, it was definitely the biggest and most exciting job I had at that time.
Right.
And I was 26 years old, so wow. Yeah.
So run me through it. How does Terminator 2 come into your life? This is your first time working with Cameron, right?
No, actually, I was very fortunate. I worked on The Abyss with Mr. Cameron.
Oh, okay.
And I got a call to go in and read for this part. I think it was Jock number 1. And I went in and read. And the casting director called me and said, "You didn't get the part. That part went to Jim Palmer." And he said, "But Jim remembers you from The Abyss and has another part he wants you to play."
So you were going to audition for the part where the two guys come up to John and the Terminator?
Yes, and I did audition for that part.
That's crazy. So he was the part where he like raises the guy, like pulls him up by his hair, kind of thing?
By his hair, exactly.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then, you know, James has such an amazing memory. He remembered me and thought I would fit well for the part of Burly Attendant number 1, which was amazing.
Yeah. So for anyone, I mean, I think it's clear, like, just looking at you, you still look like the character, but just in case anyone is unfamiliar, you're the one in the hospital scene that tries to, as Sarah has Silberman kind of like with the needle,
to his neck. Yes.
You try to come around the corner, right? And she pushes you.
I sneak up around from around the corner, and I jump out and grab her hand with the needle. She palms me in the face and pushes me down and takes off running. And then I get up, and myself and MC Lawrence take off after her.
Right, right. Okay, so I actually, I had an idea that I wanted to do. I wanted to, without any audio, because I don't want to get copyrighted, but I want to pull up the scene and I just want to kind of do a mini audio commentary, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here it comes. There's Mark Christopher in the back there.
Yes.
Now, when was the last time you watched Terminator 2?
Shoot, it was on TV when I was working out in my gym. I think like a week ago, actually.
Okay, all right. God, this scene is this is such a great scene. I remember, I think as a kid I might have fast forwarded through this scene just because I was like, "Where's Arnold?"
Right?
But as I grew up and started actually understanding and appreciating, yeah, this is so good. This very very smart move that she's doing here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Linda Hamilton, she was just so amazing in every facet. She was just such a great person to work with, and she was just so in such great shape. It was amazing.
Here, all right, there you are.
Yep, here I am coming up. And I grab her by the hand, she punches me in the face and pushes me down.
Wow. Now, did you have anything on your back there?
No, no, I didn't have anything on my back. I just took it high on my shoulder blades.
Wow. How many, like, if you had to guess, how many times did you do that?
Yeah, 35 years ago. It's tough to remember. I don't think I did it more than twice, and I
Yeah.
might have only done it once.
I can't imagine them saying, "Hey, let's do this 5, 6 times."
Yeah, when Mr. Cameron gets something he likes, he just moves on.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is us going up, and I'm yelling at Mark Christopher to unlock the door, and he tells me she broke it off, and we run around, and James said, "Okay, you take off, Denney, and because I'm the first one that comes around the corner and tackles her."
Right.
And Mark Christopher looked at James and he said, "There's no way that the audience is going to believe this white guy beat me running in a race."
Yeah, see, now this is something I also didn't appreciate as a kid because when I watched this, I had never seen the first film. So I didn't even
Right.
I didn't even understand why she was reacting the way she was reacting.
Sure. And that's me tackling Debbie Evans, who doubled Linda Hamilton.
Oh, okay, very cool. And now you and Mark here, but it's really not Mark, but you and him
Right.
kind of tie for the most painful hit.
Yeah, that was Rusty McClendon, I believe. And that's me going across.
Oh, that had to have hurt, right? That had to have hurt.
There's so much adrenaline going on. It's funny. We rehearsed it, me stepping on a device that propelled me through the air to make sure I hit the window directly, and was able to fit through and didn't catch my forehead on the upper sill of the window I was going through. So it was, I had some pads on, obviously, short sleeve shirt, not a whole lot, but yeah, no, it's strange when a stunt goes well, the pain shows up later, quite
Right.
a while later. It's there's just so much adrenaline going on, and you're hoping you got it right. And I think it was there where James told me that he remembered me from the abyss and cursing my name because I'm not only doubled Navy SEAL guy in there, but I also played myself underwater as a dead guy. And he said he had the toughest time finding a shot where my eye wasn't twitching. I had my eyes open dead underwater. And he says, "I remember cursing you."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I also have one other cool thing I wanted to do here because I wanted my initial idea for this was to try to get you and Mark Christopher Lawrence together at the same time because you guys are you're the Burly Attendants.
Right, right.
Um, and so as I was sending dates to both of you, it just seemed like Mark was not going to be able to do it, but he did send me a video clip that he wanted me to play here. So
All right.
I'm going to pull that up here. You'll be able to see it. Here we go.
All right, T2. T2 was the groundbreaker for me. It was the vehicle to which my career started rolling. I was supposed to work 2 days, ended up working 6 weeks, and went back for pickup shots and looping. And at that time, it was the most I'd ever made on any film or TV project as far as that goes. Little known fact, the Rodney King situation when Rodney King was getting beaten by those cops. If you look in the back of the video, you see big lights in the back, and those lights are from the set of Terminator 2. There you go. I'm Mark Christopher Lawrence. Peace, hair grease, I'm out.
There we go.
Yeah, Mark was such a great guy as well. And I was fortunate enough, we didn't cross paths, but we worked together on the movie The Island. And
With Michael Bay?
yes, sir.
Okay.
And then him and I worked together as well on the TV show Chuck, where he was the store manager of the I forget the name of the supposed store in the show.
Okay. So you guys have actually
Crossed paths a few times.
Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah, I don't know if many people know about what he's talking about with the Rodney King things. Do you have anything you want to add to that? Do you recall anything about that?
I recalled obviously the Rodney King situation and everything that follows, but I didn't even realize that the lights behind were from the set of Terminator 2. That's very funny.
Yeah. There's a good friend of mine, Casey. He has a YouTube channel called T for Two, the Terminator 2 show, and he kind of just literally, kind of like how I'm doing James Cameron 101, and I focus on all Cameron stuff. He zeroes in on Terminator 2.
Right.
And he's planning on doing an entire episode dedicated to Terminator 2 and its connection to the Rodney King incident, and how I believe the footage of that incident happening is because the guy that was filming that, he initially found out that there's an Arnold Schwarzenegger film being filmed in the area, and he just wanted to go get some footage. And turns out he captured the incident happening.
The assault, right?
Yeah. Wow. So because this is before cell phones, this is before body cams and all that stuff. So
oh yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So hopefully at some point he puts it out. I don't know when he plans on putting it out, but I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I ran into Mr. Cameron. Let me see. It would have been 10 years basically after working on Terminator 2, and I hadn't seen him since.
Right.
And we were backstage at the very first Stunt Horse Awards ceremony.
Okay.
And I ran into him, and well, I was just walking by, and he looked at me and was like, "Hey, Denney, what are you doing here?" And I was amazed he even remembered my name. He is so incredibly smart. It's amazing. And one thing I noticed when I was working with him is he knew everybody's job.
Yep.
And could do everybody's job. He is just truly remarkable. And I remember the scene when Arnold helps Sarah Connor's up, and they run into the elevator, and the T-1000 goes up and opens up the elevator doors, and Arnold shoots him in the head and splits him in half. Mr. Cameron wasn't happy with the way they were operating the mannequin, and he went and operated that himself.
So what we see in the film is him doing it?
Yeah, him doing the little animatronics on the robot that was there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, literally almost having done 100 episodes of this podcast and talked to everybody across all of his filmography. That's the one constant that I always hear, is that he can do your job. So make sure that you're actually on point.
Oh yeah, because he will call you out on it as well.
Yep. Although I don't know, I feel like you had some security, because I don't think he would want to go through a door.
Yeah, it was funny. It's like we did a bunch of rehearsals with a little mock-up door to make sure we had the pressure right on the device that was catapulting me across the hallway. And we did so many rehearsals that I went to do a rehearsal and my leg buckled and I didn't make it. And Jim said, "Oh, great! I hired Denney because he's a stuntman, and he would have needed facial reconstruction after that." And we did one more, and I just said, I'm sorry, Jim." And we did one more rehearsal, and then we did the shot that's in the movie.
So out of the three, because I'm going to include where you tackle Debbie Evans, like you said, out of the three, so getting pushed, landing on your back or your shoulders, tackling Debbie, and then getting thrown through the door, what would you rank as the most painful?
Definitely going through the window.
Okay.
After I went through the window and everything, I got a picture with myself and Arnold, which was very nice of him. And the window I went through cut my nose a little bit, and I didn't realize it, but it's just a little nick. But in the picture, you see it there, and it was definitely, that would have been the most painful.
Okay. And that's pretty much the extent of what you filmed. Was there anything else you filmed that you can recall?
Oh yeah, when Dr. Silverman is sitting down with her, and she wants to see her son, and I'm in the background just kind of checking my watch, and and just kind of sitting there, and then she goes after Silverman.
Right.
I jump on her and wrestle her to the table as they the other attendants come in and subdue her as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's such a fast moving scene. I don't for some reason I'm not recalling, but it's probably just because like the camera's moving all over the place. And
yeah, and I'm kind of in the background, but when she goes for his throat, because he says he doesn't believe her and he's not going to let her see her son.
right.
Then when she goes for his throat, then I come right in and start wrestling her down and subduing her.
Wow. Also, speaking of Mark Christopher Lawrence, one of my questions that I was going to have for him had he joined us, but I asked him kind of just offhand, and he sent me his response. I wanted to get your take on this, because you said his stunt double for that scene where he gets tossed into the window is Rusty McClendon.
I believe it was Rusty McClendon. Yes.
Okay. He also says that, so that checks out. but there's a great meme going around, and this is what it is right here. And I sent it to him, and I said, "Do you have any comment on the fact that for some reason your stunt double is a white guy?" It's so quick in the movie, you don't even see it, like you don't catch it.
Yeah, no, Rusty wasn't a white guy though.
Oh, he's not white?
He's not. He's not. That's not actually. Is that?
It's the same. Like that is the scene.
That is weird because Rusty. Yeah, he was not white. He was a lighter skin, kind of had a little reddish hair.
So who do you think that is then?
I'm wondering if that's me getting ready to stand up and get grabbed by the chest to get thrown through the window, or was it the other? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, because that's here. I'll play it back here on the thing.
It might be him.
So here's Mark. There's Mark.
Right.
And now there's that's who he says it is, Rusty McLennan, but apparently it might not be.
Yeah, what does it cut? Oh, that.
And then you stand up.
You know what? After he threw Rusty, I forget the other gentleman's name. I'm sorry. The other attendant that's there in the beginning of that clip, it showed him.
Right. You think it might be him?
Yeah, I think he throws him into the wall and he hits his head into the wall and just falls down, right?
Right. That's after he throws you through the door.
Okay, yes. And I think that's him, and it's just cut that way. I don't know.
Either way, whoever it is, it's definitely not Mark. And the fact that to me, it's definitely a white guy.
Right. Now go back and show the other guy after I go through the window.
Okay.
And see what we think.
All right. So here's you going through. And now here's that. No, see, he has too much of like a head of hair or something.
Yeah.
You see that? Like his hair there?
Yeah, he definitely has a little bouffant going on.
And then here's the guy that he throws into the window.
Huh. Yeah, so maybe that is Rusty. But Rusty was definitely a lighter toned skinned gentleman.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, Mark, he said what you said. He said, I have his quote here. Because I asked him about that. I said, like, what is your take on that? He said, stuntman name was Rusty McLennan, taller, more fair skin, but red hair, and that's why he was the hire. So
yeah,
it's just well, first of all, it's crazy that anyone even caught that in the first place.
Sure.
Because I've seen Terminator 2, I can't tell you how many times, and not once did I notice that it's not Mark going into the window. I assumed it wasn't Mark going into the window, but I had no idea that, like that meme said, he threw him, he threw him so hard that he changed race. I never picked up on that, but that just goes to show you how dedicated the fan base is to this movie, that it's like people are frame by framing this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That is amazing.
You know? So how many, because I know Mark in his video said it was supposed to be like a couple days and he spent 6 weeks on the movie or something. Did you share that same kind of schedule?
I did. I didn't work as much as him. I believe I was on it for 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, because I know Mark is sort of he's kind of in other scenes that I think are deleted from the film. It's like the attendants looking in on Sarah, and then there's that really infamous scene where one of the attendants licks her
Yes.
face and everything. Um, that's
Yeah, and
that's
I wasn't involved in any of that stuff. So
right. So obviously, as you're making the film and everything, you're assembling it, you're probably understanding the greatness that you're working on, but you're potentially not, just because you're focused on just making it in the first place. Once you saw the film, were you like, oh my God, what kind of movie did I just make?
well, yeah, I kind of had an idea because I had the good fortune of working with Mr. Cameron on The
Right.
Abyss, and I knew how good he was. And obviously Arnold was just legendary. I remember watching him in the Conan series. So I pretty much knew I was very fortunate and on something that was, really incredibly big for me,
Right.
definitely. And
Had you
it
seen had you seen the first film?
oh yeah, I absolutely had.
Okay.
Yeah, so I knew all about the storyline and everything.
Cool. Were you sort of like the majority of the people that saw the first film? Did you want there to be a sequel, or were you kind of like, let's leave the first one alone?
No, I mean, I don't know if I really thought about it, um, but the first one, obviously was lower budget and everything, but it was so good for what it was, and they did such an amazing job on it that a sequel did make sense.
Right.
And I was just so elated to be part of it.
And you haven't been a part of any of the other Terminators?
I have not. I have
No.
not.
Have you seen any of the other Terminators?
I've only seen clips. I actually haven't seen the other Terminators.
Ah, so you're actually kind of living in a blissful kind of because really, I mean, after Terminator 2, it's all kind of downhill from that point on.
I had heard that. I had heard that.
Sad but true. Sad but true. The most recent one, Dark Fate, came out in 2019. That one's maybe the best of the worst. Brought Linda back, and James was on it. He helped shape the story and everything.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but he didn't direct it. He was busy with the Avatar stuff. Speaking of, what do you what's your kind of thoughts on the Avatar films, if you have any?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of to say about them. They're pretty darn amazing, and technology is just, it's crazy, and I just think it's really interesting. Like, that what China's like, they have a thing they call Skynet. Now, did you know
Really?
that? Yes. It's their like I believe it's their like space defense force.
And it's actually called Skynet?
And it's actually called Skynet.
Oh.
And it's kind of crazy. And as you think about AI and everything coming, it's like it's like, Mr. Cameron, he wrote about it. It's all kind of coming a little bit to fruition. It's pretty crazy.
All right, here. I just very haphazardly pulled this up here. I typed into Google, is Skynet real?
And what they say?
It comes back, yes, Skynet exists in real life, but not as a self-aware doomsday artificial intelligence from the Terminator. Instead, it refers to at least two distinct real-world technologies, an NSA surveillance program and a Chinese mass surveillance system. These systems analyze data to track people, but do not possess consciousness or control nuclear weapons.
Yeah. No, pretty crazy, right?
Wow. I had no idea. Well, I mean, that's sort of like anytime anything happens, right? Like if this recording that you and I are doing, if it was to like shut off and my computer was to like go black or whatever, I would say, damn you, Skynet. It's like it's become part of the like lexicon of vocabulary for people to just be like upset at technology, right? Like you say, damn
Sure.
you, Skynet.
But the fact that it's actually China's surveillance
Yeah,
wing,
that's not,
it's really,
it's a little on the nose, I think.
it really is. And it's the beginning of, you know, what the movie projects, so to speak.
Right, right.
And,
Yeah,
and
wow.
pretty crazy.
So it's designed to track people. So Skynet is tracking us right now.
Quite possibly, but in China, that is, they surveil everything. And and that is their surveillance system.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Do you still do stunt work?
I'm retired now.
So you're retired. So when did you retire?
I retired in 2024.
Oh, so not that long ago.
Not that long ago at all. I very fortunate. I worked on Fast and Furious 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Wow.
Pirates of the Caribbean 1, 2, and 3. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. And Forrest Gump. I mean,
wow.
I was very fortunate and had a very blessed career.
Did you retire just because you started now you're starting to feel like the ramifications of everything?
Yeah, there was a number of reasons why I ended up needing to retire.
Okay.
But it was basically for health issues and stuff.
So what is your well, first of all, isn't it the 100th Oscars is going to start acknowledging stunts and everything at the Oscars for the 100th?
Yeah, I believe they're going to start acknowledging stunt coordinators.
Okay. Which is obviously a great thing, but it's sort of like, do you go, damn it?
Well, it's definitely a little late in coming, but
right.
It's just kind of interesting because back in the Oscars of, I think it was 2004, it could have been 2005, but they used a clip of me from Pirates of the Caribbean on the Oscars, and yet they didn't recognize stunt people, and I thought that was a little strange. And now they're starting to recognize the stunt community, which is great.
Yeah.
And it's also an art that is diminishing because of computers and because of the technology that is now with us. There's so many stunts that I was fortunate enough to have done that never have to be done again, because a computer can take over.
Which I understand it's a take and a give kind of situation, right? Because it's ultimately protecting a person's health and safety and everything, and that's awesome. But at the same time, it's sort of, that's what you're trained to do. And if you're a really competent stunt performer, you're gonna get away from that stunt okay, right? If there's enough planning and preparation and everything. Of course accidents happen, but
well, I always just looked at it as, I was a professional athlete, and like all professional athletes, you're going to get banged up. You're going to get, have certain type of injuries, some are worse than others, and things happen. But I was very blessed and just, fortunate enough to be somewhat durable.
right. Right. I know Cameron has always had a pretty safe set. I know he's kind of because he's put I had Leo and Kate's stunt doubles from Titanic. I had them reunite on the podcast. They hadn't seen each other since Titanic.
Oh, nice.
And because they do some insane stunts in Titanic. There's some with the water and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the going down the deck
Oh yeah.
as it tilted and everything. I was supposed to work on that scene, but I was doing on another show and wasn't able to make that location in Mexico.
Ah. Is that sort of one you kind of kick yourself?
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I was fortunate enough to be working, so
Right.
would have been great. And anytime you're working with Mr. Cameron, it's a great experience.
Now
And and like as you said, he cared very much about safety.
he did, and I had only found out about this. I'm curious if you know about it. I had found out about this through Michael Bean's podcast. He has his own podcast, and he talks a little bit about it. Cameron co-wrote Rambo Part 2 with Sylvester Stallone back in like the mid 80s. And do you know where I'm going with this?
I do not.
There's a famous well, I don't know if he's famous, but there was a stuntman who actually died on the set of Rambo 2. And I think he fell off a cliff or something. And it was a scene that Cameron wrote in the script. He wrote that scene. And apparently, according to Michael Bean, Cameron has always sort of felt like he's always had like some kind of guilt about that because he wrote the scene and the stuntman died performing that scene.
Oh, wow.
You're not aware of that?
Well, I'm not aware of that, but I remember gentleman who did pass away doing a high fall. I can't remember, it was for Rambo 2. And it was at Bronson Cave. So if that was where that scene was shot, then that's possible, but not really sure.
His name is Cliff Wenger Jr.
Okay, that's not the stunt I'm thinking of. So
yeah, Cliff Wenger Jr. was killed in a tragic accident on the set of Rambo First Blood Part 2. He died from a fall after a waterfall explosion went wrong.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently, according to Michael Bean, Cameron has always sort of felt guilty about that because that was a scene he wrote specifically for the film. So it's kind of ironic because Cameron has done all of this insane stunt work in his films. He didn't direct Rambo 2. He just wrote it.
Sure.
And that's where the accident happens. And just wanted to see if you had known about that or.
Yeah, I didn't know about that, but I did know, and now I know where it came from. That he was very much a stickler and very and safety was very important to him.
Right.
And it was very evident of that.
And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, the amount of stunts that are performed on television, movies, all this stuff, like the amount of accidents that happen and that are fatal is like, what would you say? It's a very small number.
Yeah. As far as a fatal accident, it is a very small number.
Yeah.
And, but like I said, stunt people are professional athletes and they do get banged up and they do get beat up pretty good sometimes.
And then like, what's your take on, did you see the last Mission Impossible?
I have not.
No, the one with Cruise doing the that's summons he's known for doing his own stunts and everything, but that's there's a scene in that movie where he's like hanging off of a plane and everything.
Oh yes, I've seen clips of that. And yeah, Tom, I worked with him on Mission Impossible 4, but he is very diligent and trains amazingly for everything he does.
Oh yeah.
He is a perfectionist, and he is dedicated to training and getting things correct.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to Terminator 2, and we'll start winding down here, but Terminator 2 comes out, you see the movie, you're blown away by it, I'm sure, right? You're just like, oh my God, this is probably up to that point. Would you say that was the biggest thing you had done?
Oh yeah, it was the biggest thing I had done, and the best movie I had done for sure.
And would you say that still holds true, or do you think something kind of topped that in your opinion?
It's one of the best movies for sure that I've ever done.
Okay.
You know, there are some other ones that, you know, I thought Forrest Gump was an incredible story, and really enjoyed working on that. You know, there's so many. I've enjoyed so many movies and so many. Just been so fortunate. It's hard to say. You know, I've been able to travel the world, doing what I love, and you know, and I can't say enough about it. But Terminator 2 is definitely one of the movies that I treasure most in my career.
Did you ever get a chance to see, it came out 5 years after Terminator 2. They opened it at Universal Studios, the T2 3D Battle Across Time. Did you ever get a chance?
No, I never took the time to go check that out.
It was a mini sequel. It acted as a mini sequel, and it brought Cameron and Arnold and Linda, Robert. They all came back and did it, and it was a theme park attraction, so it kind of diminished.
I remember that. I remember the theme park attraction, but I never actually went there and experienced it.
It was so cool, and it was just it was a great concept. And then the one in Florida, because they opened it at Universal Studios Florida, Hollywood, and Japan. The one in Florida recently, in the last 8 or 9 years, was replaced by the Bourne Stuntacular.
Oh, okay, sure.
It's all dedicated to the Jason Bourne movies,
right?
And if you ever get a chance to see that I think for a stuntman like yourself, I think it's a great kind of tribute to stunts and everything, and how they present that story. It's so cool. It's a very next level kind of entertainment.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I would like to see that. That sounds great.
Yeah, it's a
fantastic series as well. I never worked on any of them, but I thought those were great series as well.
Yeah, because like as the diehard Cameron guy, when I found out it was closing, I was, you know, obviously heartbroken, but they put in a good replacement for the Florida one, so I was happy about that. And
sure.
Well, look, I before I let you go, every new guest, and you are a new guest on the podcast, every new guest gets the same question at the end. And so I'm going to ask you, put aside your association to The Abyss and Terminator 2, pretend like you didn't work on them. What is your favorite James Cameron film? So it can be The Abyss or Terminator 2, but just make sure it's not because you worked on it.
Sure.
And you only get one. You only get one.
Only get one.
Only get one Cameron film.
Well, it's hard. I would say Terminator 2 or True Lies.
Okay. But if you had to pick out of those, it's Terminator 2?
I don't know. True Lies I thought was a great... I really like True Lies as well, which I did not work on.
Right. Okay. So you're going True Lies? Because you only get one. I got to nail it down here. I got to nail it down.
Got to nail it down. Wow, that's tough.
Both are great, so I'm not upset with either answer.
Sure. Well, I'm obviously a little partial to Terminator 2.
Right?
That's what makes it so tough. And I could watch Terminator 2 as much as I could watch the other. So I'll say Terminator 2 just for the sake of it.
Okay. All right. That's fair. As long, I mean, at least you didn't say Piranha 2.
It's definitely the best sequel as well, I think. Made.
The best sequel. I mean, there's
Yeah.
definitely an argument. I mean, he's the king of the sequels. So he made Aliens, Terminator 2, and then even if you're kind of iffy on the Avatar stuff, the sequels are pretty good too. So
Oh, right on.
he knows how to make a good sequel.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Aliens, what a great movie.
Right? But like I said, as long as you didn't say Piranha 2 as your favorite Cameron film.
Yeah, no, never actually seen that one.
Okay. All right. Well, any final words before we wrap it up here? I first of all, I just want to say thank you for actually coming on here and celebrating Terminator 2. And I'm glad we were able to actually finally get this to happen. So
yeah, and I'm sorry it took so long, but I appreciate you inviting me on, and it's great to to celebrate James Cameron and all his genius.
Yeah. All right. Well, stick around in the studio. We'll do a formal goodbye. I'm going to wrap it up here.
All right, sounds good.
Everybody, thank you for watching, listening. If there's do you have like any social media that you have that you want to promote or anything, or do you kind of lay low?
No, I kind of lay low.
Okay. All right. That's fine. But either way, go check out, just pull up Denney's credits on IMDb and go back and try to pinpoint them in every film. I think that's always a fun thing to try to do and see if you can find the stunt people in the background doing their magic. But hopefully you enjoyed this celebration of Terminator 2. Again, it's the 35th anniversary this year, so there's going to be a lot of Terminator 2 out in the world, which is good. And like I always say at the end of every episode, go watch a Cameron film.